Hello everyone, welcome back to Brazil once again. Today is I believe the semi-finals of the Copa Libertadores. We're just going to check that to make sure. Let's have a look in the schedule. Semi-finals first leg, indeed it is. And you can also see the match above resulted in a 2-0 away win for Inter against Vasco da Gama. We are well on our way to retaining the championship. In fact, if you look at the points difference between us and second place, after 32 games, we only need one more win to cement the championship. And so hopefully this week we will see Inter raise the championship trophy above their heads once more, and thus cement the second of 3 trophies that we're looking for this season. Of course, the Brazilian Cup already under our belts. So let's crack on with this first leg. It's an away leg against Flamengo, so we can take a massive step forward towards the final if we can win this match. Going to have to make a couple of changes. Mailton not looking his usual self. Antunes can come off of the bench and fill in that position. Guerrero really lacking a lot of stamina at the moment. It's been a lot of games to play, and he's really struggled under the weight of so many. So we will bring in Suarez just to start the game today. I'm sure we'll see Guerrero off of the bench, unless we're already in a commanding lead, in which case he'll probably get a rest and Trellis can come off and do the job for him. Other than that, I can't think of any other changes that I want to make that aren't enforced, so we'll probably leave it there and crack on. We'll leave Mailton on the bench just in case we need him. Let's have a look at our strip options. They are not particularly many. That's better than nothing. Although, to be fair, I don't think there's too much of a clash with the first strip either, but I would prefer to have a real difference between the kits. So there we go, that's going to do it. Let's kick off, and fingers crossed we can do what we always do against this team and score an absolute hatful of goals. End of the season is coming up, and that means we're going to have to look at moving teams sooner rather than later. I'm hoping and I'm thinking perhaps we move either to Germany or to Spain. I would like to go back to Europe, although if the opportunity came up to manage a team in Asia, I could be tempted. So we're going to have to wait and see on that front. But here we are, the teams are just walking out of the tunnel now. Ticker tape parade and all that good stuff. Camera swooping, showing the skyline. And we'll skip the rest of this and get on with it. Here we go, Flamengo versus Inter, semi-finals of the Copa Libertadores, and immediately Lopez intercepts the ball. And Suarez is going to try and feed him in, but he can't quite manage it before he's tackled. Here's Pedersen, the left back into Patrick. Flamengo playing the ball across the back line. Could be argued to be quite a risky strategy, especially with as much pace as Inter have in their front line. But they got away with it. Inter now with the ball in their midfield, and they're looking forward, looking for something that they can exploit. Nothing really showing its face at the moment, so they will continue to just play the ball around, just looking for that little break in play that could give them the advantage that they need. Oh, Suarez, a good turn. Oh, it's taken a deflection. I think it was going wide already. He lets the ball run across his body, negating the need for a first touch to control it. And maybe it was heading into the bottom corner, but I think the goalkeeper had it. Regardless of that fact, it is a corner kick to Inter. Here's Velasco, who's going to curl it in right-footed towards the goal. Nonato's underneath it, can't get to it. It's out to Iago. Nonato. Rodriguez hits it, takes a couple of deflections on the way through, and Gertner picks up the ball with no hassle, no fuss, and punts it clear. And it's a big kick. He's really got a huge kick on him, this lad. Ball played forward. Velasco can't get to it. And Flamengo now have it in defence. Played out to the right-hand side with Parra, who's playing as an advanced right wing back. Here's Rodriguez. Now Velasco has got a little bit more room here, and he will stay on the ball. It goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to Inter. Velasco puts it in towards Nonato, his midfield partner. Back to Iago. Here's Velasco. Looking to knock it inside to Iago, who was making a run. Couldn't quite manage it, and Inter managed to retain possession thanks to the hard work of Iago. He saw the danger and he got on running. Here's Hulimar. First touch lets him down, and Gertner clears the ball quite nicely to Latanzinho, although Antunes wins the ball and then loses it again immediately. He had the chance there to release the striker, but he couldn't quite manage it in time. The ball now played forward to Arrascaeta. Velasco wins it well though. Through to Suarez. Hits it, and it goes just wide of the post again. But Inter baring their teeth and letting Flamengo know that any small mistake could lead to a goal. Nicely taken by Suarez. Got the ball out to his left-hand side and then struck it hard and fast down to the left-hand side. Unfortunately, on his weaker side, unable to get quite the amount of accuracy he needed. Another long goal kick by Gertner. Suarez manages, despite his small frame, to win that header. And the ball comes loose in midfield, and Flamengo pick it up. So now Flamengo on the ball, Pedersen on the left-hand side here, plays it back towards Patrick. Plays a long ball up, but Rodriguez gets his head on that. Hulimar lobbed over the top, Suarez running onto it. Won't get to it in time, however. So now Antunes on the right-hand side with the throw-in for Inter. Plays it into Nonato. Here's Lopez. Plays it in. Antunes underneath. I think, no. I don't know if it was Antunes or not. Suarez challenging for the ball, but Motta using his body well, staving off the striker. But unfortunately, his out ball only finds touch. It's going to be a throw-in to Inter. Velasco tried to play it into Hulimar, but it was asking a little bit too much. And that's a wild pass there. Iago was never going to catch up to that. And Inter have conceded a throw-in in their own half. But Iago does very, very well to win that challenge. Nice little drag back. Iago in possession, plays it up to Suarez. He's not going to get to it in time. Although the defender disastrously takes a touch and then can't keep it in. Another corner from Velasco, swinging it in, near post, Hulimar. Iago's going to try and get to it first. He does. Here's Antunes into Rodriguez. He's going to shape one. Oh, just wide of that left post again. The goalkeeper living a charmed life. Here's the replay. Takes two touches, gets it on in his left, and then just tries to bend it around the goalkeeper, but can't quite get the accuracy right. Here's Gertner again. Plays it short this time. He's mixing things up a little bit. Obviously, not as much joy from the long kicks as they would have liked, so trying to play it short, and they're doing very well here. Flamengo on the attack. Pedersen as high up as we've seen him in this game so far. But Antunes does a brilliant job of winning the ball and brings it forward. And there's the ball for Suarez. He could be in here. He's past the last defender. Oh, and he hits the post. Seemingly had all the time in the world, took the shot slightly early, and the goalkeeper managing to cover his angles. The ball ended up clattering off of the bottom of the post there and out for a goal kick. And there is the goal kick. Iago to Schurz, who won the initial header that got the ball back for Inter. Plays it into Nonato. Lovely little lobbed pass there. Antunes on the right hand side. Nothing really ahead of him, so he plays it back into Nonato. Velasco uses his body well, holds the ball up. Out to Antunes. Lopez now. Back to Velasco. Spreads play out to the left. Hulimar's not going to be able to get to it. And that's the end of the first half. We're a quarter of the way through the allotted time for this two-legged semi-final between Flamengo and Internacional. And as things stand, they can't be separated as it is 0-0. But looking at those stats, it's been all Inter in this first half. It's just been a shame none of those shots have been on target. Lion's share of the possession, a good passing rate. Lots of interceptions for both teams. They've been equal to each other in that aspect. We'll have to see if anything can be done to separate these teams in the second half. And here it goes. Suarez starts the second half. Inter now moving from left to right on your screens. Playing in the white shirts and red shorts and matching socks. Nonato tried to just dink one past, and that looked like a foul to me, but the referees let it go. A little bit of unnecessary roughness from Flamengo, but they've got away with it, and they now have control of the ball out on the right hand side with Para here. Iago slightly out of position. He's going to have to work hard to get back, and he does very well to do so. Here's Velasco, Nonato, Lopez. He's found Suarez, I think. Yeah, no, not quite. Defender did a fantastic job of getting there ahead of Suarez. And has apparently won himself a free kick somehow. I thought nothing of that more than just a coming together of the two players. Certainly didn't look like either of them initiated any form of physicality. Here's Charles. Iago. Schurz now playing slightly out of position. He's caught himself on the left-hand side. Nonato, 1-2 with Antunes. Plays off very nicely. Forward for Lopez, but he's not going to get there. Or is he? No. Back to Gertner, who fires one long yet again. And the loose ball is picked up by Flamengo. And they're on the attack here. Ball played out to Pedersen on the left-hand side. He's seen a little bit of the ball today, but oh dear, Antunes has lost his man. But fortunately for him, Charles was alert to what was going on, managed to head it away. Here's Antunes now. Plays it inside to Rodriguez, who had dropped back somewhat. Over the top for Hulimar. Has he got the legs to get past Para? He can't get past Para, but it's not because he's not quicker. It's because Para actually shields him off with his body. Pedersen again. Lots of the play has gone down the left-hand side for Flamengo today. Pedersen having a good deal of success with it. And I think the referee's given a foul here. It's a nothing coming together, really. Quite unsure why it is that the referee's given a free kick, but here we are. Barbosa standing over it. Can he give them a lead? Takes a deflection off of the wall, goes over. It's going to be a corner kick to Flamengo. About 66 minutes played. And Arrasqueta is going to take this corner, right-footed, in-swinger. Here it comes, Rodriguez underneath it. Oh, there's confusion in the box, and it's gone in. It's an opening goal for Latanzio. Inter's manager is furious. He feels that they put themselves under unnecessary pressure here, and you'll see here that I don't know who it was that passed it back across their own box when really they should have just cleared it out. I think it may have been the right back, Antunes. He's not done himself any favours. It's 1-0 here. Flamengo have a vital lead. And that could very well settle this entire two-legged affair. Here's Velasco. Back to Iago. He's going to cross one in here. Nonato hits it. Takes a deflection on the way through. It's going to be a corner. It was a lovely move if that's what they meant to do. Certainly the shot was on target before it took the deflection. Velasco to whip one in. Lopez underneath it. Cleared. Only as far as Iago though. Hits it. And the goalkeeper takes it very calmly indeed. It was on target. And he lobs one forward. Charles is underneath it. Gets his head to it. Velasco looking to challenge the ball. Finds it. Hulimar into Suarez. He's got Lopez out here on his left. On his right, sorry. Lopez can't find the finish. Lopez again. Oh, it's a good save. Parrott picks the ball up in the right hand side. In the right back position, sorry. Here's Schurz. He's very far forward now. Velasco. He was trying to find Hulimar, but he couldn't do it. And Arrasqueta. Now Arau manages to hang on to the ball, and he gets it forward. This could be an opportunity here. Inter are all over the place defensively. Here's Suarez. Hulimar. Oh, he's got the equaliser. 84 minutes on the clock, and Hulimar has got the equaliser. And more importantly, it's an away goal for Inter here in the first leg of this two-legged affair. You can see Suarez didn't fancy his chances from out wide like that. He saw Hulimar in the centre, played it across to him. It ended up a little bit behind Hulimar, so he needed to get himself turned around to get hold of the ball, but he was allowed enough time to control it, and with his second touch, stroked it past the goalkeeper to make it 1-1 here. And what a vital goal that could be for Inter. Here's Parra now on the right-hand side. Flamengo wanting to re-establish the lead that they'd worked so hard to gain. Oh, Hulimar very nearly intercepting the ball there. And Charles managing to do so in the end. Here's Antunes, forward to Lopez, into Nonato now. That's a foul. Surely the referee has to do something about that. It was a reckless challenge. Not quite a tackle from behind, but it was close. Now we're just going to need to make some changes here. Bit more pace coming on in the shape of Edenilson. And Guerrero, despite being a little bit shaky on the stamina front, is coming on for the last couple of minutes. Going to see if they can make a difference with this triple substitution. Bit of a Hail Mary, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Plays it short to Nonato. Over the top, Eddie Nilsson was looking to get onto it, but it's headed out for a throw-in. Inter still the aggressors here. Iago. First time cross doesn't come off, but again goes out for another throw-in for Inter. Here's Nonato. Cross into the box. Guerrero underneath it. Heads it back to Lopez. Can't quite get anything out of it, and it falls for Damota. We've got 50 seconds of the game left here. Here's Lopez. Can't get onto it though. Back to the goalkeeper, and I think that's going to be it. That is indeed it. End of the game. It's all square here, but it's a massive step forward for Inter, leaving as they do with the precious away goal. Final score: Flamengo 1, Internacional 1. Well, you would have been forgiven for thinking that Inter would have run away with this one, given the number of shots they had compared to the home team. But it just goes to show that you can have as many shots as you like. If you are guilty of profligacy, you will end up coming a cropper. And that's what we saw today with Inter. 11 shots, but only 3 of them on target. And a couple of them really were hit and hope long-range efforts. Flamengo, only 2 shots, but both of them were on target, and one of them ended up in the back of the net. Final score 1-1. On that display, you would wonder whether Inter have got any chance in the second leg. But I guess that's what football's all about. We'll have to wait and see. Hulamar with the man of the match, obviously getting that away goal. He's 0.5 clear of any other player on the pitch. And looking at some of the Flamengo players, good lord. I didn't think Arrascaeta was that bad, but he gets a 4. In the other leg of the semi-finals, you see Minnesota United taking a huge step forward. 2 away goals against Lanús, meaning that the final is more than likely going to feature an MLS competitor. So there we go. When we come back tomorrow, it's going to be the game against Atletico Mineiro. Until we've got that league title secure under our arms, we're going to be watching every single league game, because if we were to win against Mineiro and Sao Paulo were to slip up, we could end up being crowned champions in that game. So until tomorrow, when hopefully we can secure the second of 3 trophies this season for Inter, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.